Yo. All right. Just getting started here. So today I'm working on just updating my animation system. So previously I had this very hard coded animation for being able to do level transitions. So I can show what that looks like. So when the level transitions out, these entities fly out, the tiles scooch down, and then they come back up, and there's this sequence of events that I'm calling an animation. And basically, what I want to do today is be able to make this a little bit easier to customize and do other things with. I want to be able to add a little like winch that comes down and picks these entities up, as well as animate the camera to the center of the level so it moves around. And as I started to do that, it felt a little bit clunky to do all of this animation kind of by hand. So what I'm doing today is making a little animation system. I've actually already gotten started on it, but I don't have it working yet. So the gist is the entity has this animation component. The animation component is composed of keyframes, and each keyframe has a easing function that can be run between it. So the gist, if I have multiple things going on at once, for example, perhaps this is like a, scoot that over. This is like a, I don't know, translate and maybe a rotate. So it can be doing two different things. Ooh, interesting. Actually, I don't know if with the way I've set this up, it's going to support that, but would this work? Actually, I'm not sure it will, because the entire animation has a single set of keyframes. I might need animation itself to be an array. Let me just try to animate one thing at a time. But I think I'm going to need animation itself to be an array of animations. Okay, but for now, I can actually go ahead and I have this animation system that's updating. So let me just see if I can maybe show that that is working. So in my transition system, what I'm going to do is maybe I just start with one of these, the entity flying out. I can just make that work with the new animation system, instead of the transition system being kind of my animation system. Let's do that. So let me think for a sec. Non-tiles results. If the transition type is transition out, I think I'm just going to separate this entirely. So if I pull this out, and I pull this out, I think it will just not animate the entities. Entity transition rate is unused. So these should just appear. Cool. Okay. So now that I've got that working, let's animate them. I already have that actually. Entity flyout non. I want something similar to this. I'm just going to copy this. I just want to leave the old one in place for now. So I'll say if the entity doesn't have the component animation, then we can add one to it. So let's add the animation component, entity add entity set animation. Don't have a helper for that. Set animation. Let's see. Probably want an animation creation. Progress, runtime, keyframes. Not going to set the progress. This can just be empty. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make that empty. Okay. Now, back in the transition system, if the entity has does not have an animation component on it, then let's add the fly out animation. So we'll add the entity set animation, and we'll do entity animation. Need to get these setters do. Is that all they do? I feel like they should return. Animation. Oops. Let's see here. I'm going to add a keyframe. So animation add keyframe, entity animation. And the start time will be 0. The run time will be, what was the run time for the level transition entity time? It was 1 second. So let me do that. And the ease function, I believe, was ease out expo. Ease out expo. Now, when I add that, it adds the keyframe. I'm not sure it actually does anything with the ease function. Oh, it does. Okay. So it sets the ease function. I don't think the animation system is using the, yeah, this isn't complete yet. So now the animation system needs to call that easing function. Oh, wait a sec. Okay. I think I need to determine what keyframe I'm at. I also need to update a specific value. I need to think about this for a sec. Something I haven't done yet in this animation system is like what the animation target is. So I have to animate something. Animation target. This could be like a color, a position, a direction, and probably going to need some. Yeah, let me just stub something here. Type def. So the target, this is basically like a typed, it's going to be like a tagged union. So I could have like a color or a rotation. Let me start with that. And then it will need a type. So I'm just using these three types as an example first. Animation target type. And let's see, do I want this to be anonymous? Struct. This is going to be a union. And I'll make this the value. Animation target value. Okay. So if you haven't seen this before, this is like a way of doing kind of like a tag union or a I don't know what it's called in other languages. It's like being able to change the underlying type. It's a way of almost providing like a dynamic type with some metadata about what type it is. So now I can have the actual target, animation target. So this is the thing that gets animated. I like to have an unknown value, so let me throw that in there. Unknown. That way I can default it to that. Whoops. Not mean to grab all that. Why is this? Is my cursor still there? That's odd. Fix that. must have a tab in there? No? Huh. No idea why it's doing that. Anyway. All right, so I've got an animation target. I have it set. I actually have to do animation. Well, I think I can do this in line here. Okay. So now I have the target. In my animation system, I need to actually update the target. And I'm going to need to switch based on the target type. So first, I think I need to figure out which keyframe I'm at. So to do that, I need to find out the current time in the animation. So to do that, animation time is equal to the animation's animation runtime times the animation progress. So that'll give me the current time along the runtime. From there, I need to get a adjusted. Well, let me see if I can figure out which keyframe I'm at now. Animation keyframe. Animation keyframes count, keyframe ID. I guess I could just do this all at once. So I've got the current keyframe, and now I need to know if it falls within the window of that animation. So right now I have this like total time. Let me copy this thing I had over from the animation. Let's see here. No, I'm looking at here. So this visualization helps. So like, let's say we're here. How do I know I'm between 1 and 2? So the keyframe has a runtime and an end time. Oh, wait a sec. This might actually support the overlapping keyframe situation. Ooh, wait, that might not be good. Now that I think about it. Overlapping keyframes, because a keyframe in this situation has a start and a runtime. The end time is just computed from that. But the problem is, what if they overlap? Next one would start before that one's complete. I mean, that's not a good thing. I'll worry about that in a sec. I think for now, I think I may just need this to actually have a time. there's not really a runtime. It's just like a specific moment where the keyframe is. Yeah, I think that's more correct, actually. I need to figure out the runtime based on the next keyframe in the previous. I'm going to do it that way. So keyframe just has a time and an ease function. So now I need to go update my keyframe add function. So time ease function. No start time, just time ease function. Time ease function. I'll have to figure that out in a sec. Does the animation have? Oh, that's keyframe start time. Okay, this is still fine. Require a first keyframe, an initial. I'm cool with that. But now, how do I figure out the runtime? So the total animation runtime. Copy that back over here. I think it's in here. It's been kind of helpful. If I go back here. Now in this case, I would need a keyframe over here to actually end the animation. So actually this should be really easy because the runtime is just going to be equal to the last keyframe. So this will be equal to animation. I mean, I just create a keyframe here, so keyframe. So this is equal to keyframe time. So I just added one. Do I really need to copy this in? This feels redundant now. So I can just determine the runtime from... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna avoid updating an extra thing. So I can put this back. Okay, I think this works. This is making sense to me now. I'm gonna keep this on my clipboard here because I'm gonna need it a few more times. Yes, that's still true. So now back to here. So now I'm looping over every animation, or every entity that has an animation on it. I'll probably need to loop over every animation in a bit once I make those an array, but for now, I'm looping over each keyframe. So the first thing I need to figure out is which keyframe am I at? So the progress in the entire animation is a series. It's the combination of a series of keyframes with easing functions between them. So this animation's easing function. So like keyframe 0, its easing function is going to apply until keyframe 1. Oh, wait a sec. The other thing I need, so I have a target. I'm animating it, but what am I animating it to? So the target is not enough. I need the value. Okay, wait a sec. Okay. This is not even close to it because I actually need these to be pointers because this is the thing they're updating. Animation target value. Right. Am I going to be able to even... I'll need to think about that a bit. The other thing I need is the animation state. At this keyframe. Animation value. So this is going to be the same thing, but these are not going to be pointers because this is actually with the value that I'm wanting the thing to be at when it's at that keyframe. Nope, that's not what I want. Animation target. Make another one. Animation. Naming is hard. Okay, hold on. I think I can top level the type at least. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. So animation value type animation target value T is the target and animation value T is the value. These should be on keyframes, or at least value should be. Yep, okay. So I need to scoot that up. Move all that down. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, this might allow for, like, if it's pointing at different things, overlapping. I'm just going to throw an idea here. Could add target here as well and allow overlapping keyframes and treat keyframes that point to the same target as one row a dope sheet. I've not actually done this before. I'm just kind of figuring this out live as I go. So I'm not sure how much progress I'll make today, but I'm gonna try here. Animation value type T, animation target value T. Wait a sec, where's the E note? animation target type. Animation target type T. Cool. That's the value type. Let's call it target type. Okay. Target type, target. Target is a pointer. Then I have... You know what? I don't think I even need this anymore. I can just... whatever. It's fine. Value. Value is for a keyframe. Okay. I think this works, but I'm going to need to... I'm not really going to know until I start trying to implement it. Animated. The total animation time. The total animation time is just going to be equal to the last keyframe time. Okay, so that's the total animation time. Now the current animation time is stored on the animation struct. So let's see, from there, what am I trying to do right now? So I need... Let's say I am here in the total animation time. So the position is going to change from this keyframe to this keyframe, given an easing function. So I'm going to need the start position, and that is going to change based on the type. Animation target type. Animation target T. It's an enum, that's not the one I want. Animation target value. Oh, but I still need to know what target. Okay. Frame. If the Oh, that's right. Okay, I need to get the rate of the total animation. The current time. Current animation time. is equal to the total animation time times the animation progress. Okay, that gives me the current time. So if the current animation time is greater than the keyframe time, and it's less than the next has to not be the last keyframe. And the next keyframe, so the animation keyframes, keyframe index next, time. So the current animation time is less than that. Okay, so now we're at the keyframe we're updating. So when we're done with that, we can break. So from here, we need to determine the target rate. Progress. Keyframe progress is equal to the keyframe, the current one we're at, okay, I need the next keyframe. Here's how I can do this. If the keyframe index is less than animation keyframes count -1, next keyframe is equal to this guy. Otherwise we can break. I can just do this in line. And if the current animation time is greater than keyframe time, so here I can figure out the target progress. The target progress is going to be a linear interpolation, or rather, I just need to apply the easing function. So I can do the keyframe ease function. And keyframe progress it's just going to be how far we are in this keyframe. So if I take the current animation time minus the keyframe time, all that divided by, so the keyframe progress is equal to this. divided by the current animation time minus the next keyframe time. This is a little bit goofy because I think right, another to do here. To do what is the point of the final keyframe ease function? It's not used. Maybe keyframe progress. So this should be how far along we are on this keyframe. So if this starts at time 0, if I'm like here, time 1, if I want to find out I'm at like 1.5, I would do rather 0.5. 1.5 minus 1 over 2. Wait a sec, that doesn't make any sense. So if I'm at 1.5, what I want the value of this to be is 0.5. So I have to do 1.5 minus 2. So maybe I just do the current animation time. Let me make this some bigger values, like 4 and like 50. So I expect halfway between 4 and 50 would be 50 minus 4, which equals 46. And half of that is equal to is this what I want? I'm not really sure. Oh, well, that'd be 23, but that's not. 23 plus 4 is going to be 50%. So does that mean I want to take the next keyframe time minus the current keyframe time? I want to take the current animation time divided by that current animation time minus the current keyframe time. So like if I'm at 20, that's just where I'm at in this animation point here. Then I don't know what I expect quite yet, but it's going to be like, so if I take 50 minus 4, that's 46. And I take 20 minus 4 equals 16. So now if I do 16 over 46, I'm way too lazy to do that right now in my head. 16 divided by 46. 34%. That sounds right. Okay. Current animation time minus keyframe time divided by next keyframe time minus current keyframe time. Okay, I think that sounds right. I'm going to roll with that. Okay, so now I have the target progress, which means I need to interpolate the target's value based on the current keyframe value for that target and the next keyframe value for that target given the progress. So now I take the, so I'm going to need to switch here depending on the type. Let's see here. I'm actually going to simplify this a little bit because I don't really want to deal with quaternion interpolation right now, nor do I want to deal with color, but I know I can swap this later. So I'm just going to have a single type here, which I can extend. So I'm going to switch the keyframe, or rather the animation type, target type, case, I guess I should assert here. Happen. Assert. All right. So if it's effect 3, I need to do effect 3 interpolation. So lerp pass it the current, or rather the keyframe value, the next keyframe value, and the target progress. Target value. And then I need to set the keyframe. Nope, it's going to be the animation target equals that. Okay, that makes sense to me. Now let me actually implement this. vec3.h, func, vec3t, vec3 lerp. Actually, there's vector3, vec3t a, vec3 tb, and a float progress, or float t. And let me implement that. Use linear a x b x. Oh. I'm going to need a lerp here. So lerp is, how does lerp work? It's max minus min times t. Let's see if that's right. Pretty sure that's right. Let me just think about it for a sec. Max minus min times t plus min. Plus min. That's right. Okay. That should be good. So now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to do a lerp from AX, BX, T, a lerp from AY, BY at T, and a lerp of AZ, BZ, T. Okay, that should be good. Cool. Did I do something wrong here? Nah, whatever. It's just shitty IntelliSense. Oh, right. Value vec3. There we go. Right. So I actually need to change the target. There we go. Does this compile? This is going to blow up in my face. Runtime is not a member. Oh, right. I still need to update that transition system. Yep. Okay. This is not relevant anymore. So animation, add keyframe. I'm going to go to the entity and I'm going to add a new keyframe at time 0. I'm going to say it's an ease. What was it before? Out expo. I'm going to add another keyframe. There's no runtime anymore. It's just time. Oh gosh, I haven't updated this. Why do I need any of that? I can just progress, keyframes, target type, target type unknown. Oh no, I definitely want this. Yeah, I guess it defaults to unknown, but I do want it to have a target type. Target is going to be value T. And I'll just set it to 0 for all of them. Okay. That should be good. Okay, it builds. That's good. And it crashes as expected. Okay. I'll find out why it's crashing in a sec, but I need to go ahead and add these animation targets. So if I want this to take 1 second, let me just give I'll define like an ease no op. Inline. Ease none. Just always return 0. Entity, animation, target type is going to be animation target type vec3. Entity, animation target is going to be the entity's transform position. Back 3, there we go. I need to combo this into set animation somehow. It's silly to just set an animation default. Okay. Debug time. I just run it and see where it's crashing. Oh, whoops, that's bad. Cert time equals. Okay, whoops. I didn't want to reopen that. Build. Oh, right. Build. Nope. Still running. Go ahead and keep running. Not animating, but it's not crashing. So it's a step in the right direction here. Let's see here. So what's happening here? The transition system, when the entity first comes into play, it should add this fly out transition. I've got a keyframe at time 0, which does ease out. Oh, you know what? I haven't actually set any of these. Oh, man. I have not set any of these. Like, what's the value here? Yeah, that's a big problem. Animation keyframe. Okay, hold on a sec. So animation keyframe T, animation keyframe equals. Now the animation keyframe can set that, and animation keyframe value. So I've got a time, I've got an ease function, and now I need a value. Animation value T, which is my union value equals value, right? And address of. Okay. So now I'm setting the animation value at that position. I need to go ahead and update the signature here. Is that the right one? It's the union, right? Yep. Okay. So now in the transition system, I need to set its position. Previously, it'll be whatever its current position is. Progress. Whoops, not animation. It'll be the entity transform position. So it's the current position. And then its end position will be this plus animation target, animation value t. Vec3. Animation value. Vec3. And I'm going to add Vec3 add this, and I just want it to go up by 3, so, or by 5, I guess. 5. Okay, that should be its final position. Let's see if that works. Nothing happening. Interesting. It almost looks like it's trying, but okay, let me step through the animation system and see what's going on. Actually, just a sanity check here. Animation system? Okay, yeah, it is actually getting called. So if I go in the animation system, systems, animation system, and let me start here. There should be no animations, and then I go and add an animation, and there it is. So now the animation should start running. So the current animation time is 0. The total animation time is 1 second. So if we go through this, is the current greater than the frame time? Well, no. I'm a 0. Okay, so that's gonna skip that. 1 sec. So the first thing I want to do is greater than or equal to. Okay, so this should be true. Keyframe index is 0. So now I'm in the keyframe I actually want to update this for. The next keyframe, I've got that. The current animation time is less than the next keyframe time. That is true. Time is 1. That's true. Keyframe progress should be 0. Target progress should also be 0. That should give me here. Now I have the keyframe value vec3 is its current position, which that looks right. Its next position should be, yep, with 5 added. That looks right. 0, so it's going to stay in the same location. Okay, cool. So now if I resume, this should be hit again. So let me just, here we are. Target progress still 0. Animation progress. I'm not updating animation progress. That's a problem. How am I going to update animation progress? I feel like any currently active animation should just have their animation time current animation time is the total animation time, which I get by taking the last keyframe. Why do I need animation progress? What's the point of this? I feel like I should just track the total time. I'm not using that. I guess I should check if the current animation time is greater than or equal to the total animation time. I could at least do that. Then run all this. And if that's true, then also I need to say the animation time needs to be updated plus equals what? The current frame time? Could be just that. Well, that will do. Let me debug this. Not running at all. Why is it not running? If the current animation time is greater than, whoops, I meant less than. Ah, I feel like I'm so close. This has gotta maybe just oops, now let me set a breakpoint. Should run the animation now. Current animation time is what? Still 0. Animation, target, deck 3. Still 0, 0, 0. The target progress is 0. Why is the target progress? Current animation time remains 0. Doesn't seem to ever go up. Why does the current animation time not go up? And this is getting hit a bunch. Oh, it's getting hit up like once per entity. These breaks are breaking out of switch statements. This break is breaking out of the for loop. Why is this never getting updated? Time get delta, so the animation time should go up from here. Yeah, the time increased. I'm gonna print one of these. Just think I don't really have enough insight into that, especially if I'm doing. Ooh, I could probably just slow this down for a sec. Let me just do a fixed time update. So I'll just do like 1 each time. So this should do 10 updates just to debug it better. Current animation time is less than total animation time. Total animation time is equal to the last keyframe's time. This is a transition. It could be when this is called. Scoot this over. Ah, it just jumps. Why does it jump? I probably want to stop the transition for a sec just while I debug this. So we go to see the transition system. Don't actually load the next level. I'm going to let it stay in transition type out. Where's the loading of the next level? Oh, still running here. Okay, current animation time. Let me get to the point where it actually updates. This is crazy because it's actually seems to be updating that. Why isn't it? Let's see again. I need to restart this. So I add the animation. The animation's going to get updated here. Target vec3. So currently the vec3 is something. That's right. Okay. Now it should start animating it. 2.5. What even is this? What's the entity? Animation entity. Laser emitter, right? So the laser emitter transform position 0, 2.5, 2. If I run it again, when I get to that laser emitter, 0, 2.5, 2. Huh. If I set it to like 3. Position is being updated. So why isn't it drawing at the new position? Animation entity, transform. The Y is like going way up. It's basically overshooting it. Then we go into the render system. I'm going to go down until I hit the drawing tiles. I need to get out of the tile loop. Draw non-tile models. Go ahead and continue to there. Now, is this the laser emitter? Probably. Yep. So the laser emitter, transform, position, it's somewhere else. So why is it not drawing at that new position? Because clearly it's being updated. It's not updating the local matrix. That is something that I knew was going to be a problem. Damn it. This is something that came back to bite me. You know what I want to do for every entity? Yeah, I'm going to do this hard-coded for now. Less than... Actually, this is even just entity ID. Okay. I think this will work. Uninitialized local variable. Oh, oops. Couldn't fall. Please work. It disappeared. That's something. That's something. I'm gonna take the W. Let's see here. Oh no, I don't want that. Let me see the level transition. Something might just be jumping too fast. It's working. Yeah, it's not really, but you know, but also yes. Ah, okay, something is happening. The interpolation isn't very good. That's okay. Oh, you know what? It's going like crazy fast right now because I have it set up for, there we go. Let's try that. Ah, yes, it worked. Ah, there we go. That's a animation system. Janky, but it works. It needs a lot of polish still. Sick. It's way better than what it was before. So here's the like API for this. Animation add keyframe. So now I could, so I'm now animating the entity flying out. Let me try the I could animate the camera, but let me do the tiles. Tile slide out. So let me do that. Turn this off for a sec. Entity fly out. Not tiles. Let's do tile now. So let me see. I want this to do nothing at first. It's going to be the tile entity. Why don't I just call this entity? Annoying. All right, the tile entity's position, I want it to initially be target. Yep, that's right. Initially, it's going to be its own position. And the delta is going to go down into the ground by -1. So I'm going to add -1. I'm actually going to have it wait a sec. So I'm going to have an ease none. Then at 0.5 seconds, I'm going to do an ease. What kind of ease did I have before? It was a ease out expo. Let's do that. Ease out expo. And oh, wait a sec. So actually I'm going to do at 1/2, it's going to start going down, but it's still going to be the current position. So initial position, then it's going to ease out expo. File transition rate, get wrecked, not using you anymore. That didn't really work. Tile slide out, entity, tile result, entities, entity ID, set animation, entity, animation default, target type. I wonder if it just, what's the deal here? So ease none, so it's not going to change anything. Wouldn't really matter what I did for easing here. Then it's an let me not do the transition for a sec. Nope, didn't ease out. Just doing the exact same thing. It should. Oh, whoops, it's adding the component over and over again. Let me do what I did here. That's even still not necessarily something up the way I want to do it, but oh, that worked. There we go. Okay, that was the bug. So I should be able to like start this pretty quickly. So I want to offset it a teeny bit. Actually, you can, I mean, I don't know why I'm not just doing them at the same time. Ease out expo. Ease. I wanted to see if an intermediary would work. Yeah, and now I can do the ease in the same way. Okay, so we can do the level transition, but I need to kind of change this to do actually based on animation completion. Animation completion callback. Now let me do the transition in. I'll slide in. Don't need either of these. I'm just going to copy these and redo them with the new animation system. So now I have, I'm just going to rename that entity. Also, let me make a do transform update system or something. I'll slide in, entity bounce in. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy this. I need that too. Make sure it doesn't already have an animation. Oh, interesting. That's not gonna work now. Whatever, I'll have to like have the animation system, maybe remove the animation if it's not looping. I could do that. Move animation if not looping. So I have the entity. I'm going to set its initial position to actually be one less. So these are actually going to invert here. This is going to start out at 0, go to that. And then I can have the, oh, this is the tile. I'm sorry. That will, oh no, that's correct. Yeah, it starts out at -1 and then it comes in. The entity bouncing in, and this should do a ease out bounce, ease out expo. No, that's correct. Sorry. Keep forgetting. Entity is the one I want to bounce in. Copy that. The entity is going to start at 5. It's like really high above and come in to its initial position. Not using anymore. Clean those up in a bit. Nothing's happening. Oh no. What have I done? Okay, loads a level. Tile sliding in. If the tile entity does not have this component, set the animation. Its initial position is going to be -1. Its final position is going to be its position. Don't need any of these. Oh, well. Why is it? Might need to break out the debugger again. Transition rate, initialized but not referenced. Let me put that back. It's fine. Not coming in. These guys are initially set up there. The initial position. This shouldn't change that position, so why would it? That's not used. If the transition is type out, but initially it should be type in. Where is this being set? It's loading first level, it's type in. These are not used. Oh, there's an ease none here. This is what's going on. Ah, it's because I copy pasted. Ease out expo. Ease out bounce. Ease none. Okay. It's gotta be it. Boom. Okay. This isn't gonna ease out, but that's okay. That's expected right now. I need the animation system to remove the animation. So if the So I'm going to do a clamp. Animation time equals animation time plus that. And I want to clamp this to 0 to 1. Clamp val max. So that min max. Oh no, I don't want to clamp that. Oh, well, yes, I do, but I want to clamp it from 0 to whatever the total animation time is. And then if the animation time equals the total animation time, then we can have the entity remove component, animation entity, component animation. Okay. Oh gosh. That's a problem. Transition system. What do I want you to do? I think if the animation's complete, I can have this one remove it. Yeah, I think I can do that. So I guess the total time is 1. If it's time in, if the transition's done, then let's also remove all of these.
I know it sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
Cool. It's working. That's much smoother animation now. Nice. I like it. Well, sweet. That's basically what I wanted to get done on stream today. I mean, I've got a lot of cleanup to do now, but just gonna make that say, undo that, copy that. Animation system is done. Now I need to clean up the animation system, which I can do later. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Sweet. I mean, it basically does what it did before, but actually a little bit better because now I can start 2 animations simultaneously, track them a little bit easier, and it's a bit smoother. So now like the tiles come in and the entities bounce in simultaneously. So it's a much faster animation. You can even have the entity bounce in just a little bit later, but I don't need to. But I can even give them a little bit off. So actually, I'm gonna do one thing, one last thing, just to prove that the animation system works. At the risk of having it not work and then having me stuck here fixing it even longer. What if I offset these by the entities transform X divided by 10? Entity transform position X divided by 10. That's the tile sliding in. Yeah, well, that should work too. Did that happen? That is too subtle and broken. Assertion failed. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. That's fine. Now I could do it. I did this. Entity transform position X divided by 10. What if I did that? This should do an ease out none. Ease none. Really subtle, not sure I noticed any difference. Oh yeah, I noticed a little difference there. And now I can do the same for the entities bouncing in. Just give them a teeny bit of offset. So ease none. And entity transform position X. That is way too large, I think. Divided by 10. What is that? Oh, these are the same X. I could do the plus Y. That looks so cool. That looks so cool. Vec3 T initial position. So let me just copy that over. This is the initial position. And then Vec3 T final position equals just the entity transform position. So now I can do this, clean this up a little bit, initial position. This one is also the initial position because it doesn't move, initial position. This is going to be the final position. The offset is equal to the entities transform position X plus the entities transform position Y divided by 10. Offset T, and ease none, ease out expo, ease none. Let me do the same thing here. 3 initial position is equal to that. Vector T final position is equal to the entity's transform position. And the offset T is going to be the same thing, actually. I'm just going to copy that. Okay, this should look kind of cool. Doesn't seem to have a big impact on the tiles sliding in, but that kind of makes sense because they're a little bit... Do it divided by 5 for those guys. Kind of funny that that happens that way. Plus, oh, I'm doing plus Y. I should be doing plus Z. There we go. Aw. Yeah, that makes it a little funny. I think I'll just stick to the 10. Look how much more organic that looks. That's sweet. Now I can make the out animations do the same thing. So in this case, I just need to flip the initial positions. So the initial position on this and final positions are just flipped. The initial position is just the position. Final position is going to go -1. I'll slide it out. The entity fly out. Scooch that up there. Fly out. It's going to do an ease out expo. And this one's going to go up by 5. Oh, it's the same thing, basically. And again, I just need to flip the initial position and the final position. Okay, this should work. Looks so much better. Awesome. I love it. I'm gonna end here. All right. No more side quests. Sweet. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching, and catch you next time. See ya.